The fever-dream-like third episode of Yellowjackets Season 3 plunges the audience deeper into the chaotic and fractured psyches of the survivors, both in their teenage and adult timelines. The episode is a masterclass in tension, weaving together the past and present in a way that leaves viewers on edge. At the heart of the narrative is the long-awaited confrontation between the team and Coach Ben, whose fate has been hanging in the balance since his disappearance. The episode's centerpiece is a mock trial orchestrated by Natalie, Coach Ben's closest ally, who struggles to balance her loyalty to him with her growing unease about the group's descent into savagery. The trial becomes a microcosm of the team's fractured morality. As alliances shift, secrets are revealed, and the line between justice and vengeance blurs. In the wilderness timeline, the trial unfolds with an almost ritualistic intensity. Natalie, acting as judge, presides over the proceedings, her voice trembling with a mix of authority and desperation. The team gathers in a circle, their faces gaunt and haunted, as they prepare to decide Coach Ben's fate. The stakes are impossibly high, and the tension is palpable. Ty, ever the pragmatist, takes on the role of prosecutor, her questions sharp and probing. She forces the group to confront the harsh realities of their situation, asking if Coach Ben's actions, or inactions, have put them in greater danger. Misty, surprisingly, steps up to defend him, though her motives are far from pure. Her defense is less about saving Coach Ben and more about proving her own worth to the group, a recurring theme in her character arc. The trial is a harrowing exploration of guilt, survival, and the erosion of humanity. Each member of the team is forced to reckon with their own role in the group's descent into chaos. Shauna, still reeling from the trauma of losing her baby, lashes out at Coach Ben, accusing him of abandoning them when they needed him most. Her anger is raw and unfiltered, a reflection of the pain she has carried for so long. Ty, meanwhile, uses the trial as an opportunity to assert her dominance, her questions designed to undermine Coach Ben's credibility and paint him as a threat to the group's survival. Misty, ever the wild card, oscillates between defending Coach Ben and betraying him, her loyalty shifting with the wind. As the trial progresses, the group's fragile unity begins to fracture. Natalie, torn between her loyalty to Coach Ben and her growing fear of the group's descent into savagery, struggles to maintain control. The tension reaches a boiling point when Shauna reveals that Natalie has known Coach Ben's hiding place all along, a revelation that sends shockwaves through the group. Ty seizes on this information, using it to undermine Natalie's authority and cast doubt on her motives. The trial becomes less about justice and more about power, as the survivors grapple with their own guilt and fear. In the adult timeline, the echoes of the past continue to haunt the survivors. Ty and Van, now reunited, find themselves drawn into a strange and unsettling ritual. The scene begins with the two of them sitting outside a bustling cafe, their conversation tinged with a sense of unease. Van complains that their plan might be their stupidest idea yet, but Ty brushes off her concerns, insisting that it will be worth it if something happens. Their intentions are murky at first, but as they purchase a deck of cards from a street vendor and reveal the Queen of Hearts, the pieces begin to fall into place. The Queen of Hearts, a symbol of the group's shared trauma, becomes a focal point for their actions, as they set the deck aside and wait for a sign. The tension builds as a woman steps on the card, peeling it off her shoe, and leaving it for a small girl to pick up. The girl's mother tells her to put it down, but the card is soon claimed by a man who pockets it without a second thought. Ty and Van, interpreting this as a sign, decide to follow him, their actions growing increasingly erratic and unsettling. The scene is a masterclass in tension, as the camera lingers on their faces, capturing the mix of determination and fear in their eyes. Van, clearly uncomfortable with what they're about to do, tries to back out, but Ty insists they must see it through. The dynamic between the two is fraught with tension, as Ty's single-minded determination clashes with Van's growing unease. Meanwhile, Shauna and Jeff grapple with the fallout from their recent actions. After Shauna's brakes fail in the previous episode, she and Misty are forced to navigate a park full of families, a scene that underscores the stark contrast between their past and present lives. Shauna, convinced that Misty sabotaged her car, is shocked to learn that the brake failure was due to a simple mechanical issue. The revelation forces her to confront the paranoia and guilt that have been eating away at her, as she begins to question whether their recent misfortunes are a form of karmic retribution. Jeff, ever the optimist, tries to make amends by signing them up for volunteer work, but Shauna remains skeptical, her cynicism a reflection of the trauma she has carried for so long. The tension between Shauna and Misty reaches a boiling point when they are assigned to volunteer at an elderly care facility where Misty works. The scene is a darkly comedic exploration of their fraught relationship, as Misty uses her position to assert dominance over Shauna, assigning her to tapioca duty in a passive-aggressive attempt to humiliate her. Shauna, however, surprises herself by finding a strange sense of satisfaction in the task, her enjoyment a reflection of her need for control in a world that has long since spiraled out of her grasp. The dynamic between the two is a fascinating study in power and vulnerability, as Misty's need for validation clashes with Shauna's growing sense of self-awareness. The episode's most chilling moment comes when Shauna is locked in the walk-in freezer, a scene that serves as a metaphor for her emotional isolation. As she pounds on the door, pleading to be let out, she is confronted by the ghost of Jackie, whose icy presence serves as a reminder of the guilt and grief that have haunted Shauna for so long. Jackie's words are both a taunt and a warning, as she tells Shauna that someone is out to get her because of her actions in the wilderness. The scene is a haunting exploration of Shauna's psyche, as she is forced to confront the consequences of her past actions and the toll they have taken on her soul. The episode's shocking ending comes when Misty stumbles upon a blurry post on a citizen detective forum, revealing that Lottie's body has been discovered in a basement. The scene is a masterclass in tension, as the camera lingers on Misty's face, capturing the mix of shock and horror in her eyes. The discovery of Lottie's body is a grim reminder of the dangers that continue to haunt the survivors, even decades after their ordeal in the wilderness. The episode ends on a chilling note, as the camera cuts to Lottie's lifeless body, her wide-open eyes a haunting reminder of the darkness that has consumed them all. In the end, the third episode of Yellowjackets Season 3 is a harrowing exploration of guilt, survival, and the erosion of humanity. The trial, the rituals, and the shocking ending all serve to underscore the show's central themes, as the survivors grapple with the consequences of their actions and the darkness that lies within them all. The episode is a testament to the show's ability to balance tension, emotion, and psychological depth, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats and eager for more.